Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And this is Kel.
And we're here with Sunday back cap for Stage 2, Week 5, and the playoffs for the stage are set. They just finished up. We were watching Game of Thrones and I was watching both a little bit, but, it was a talky episode of Game of Thrones, so you kind of had to pay a little bit more attention, but we have our Stage 2 playoffs set, and we're going to talk some teams and, what we're thinking, what's going to go on, and, recap the week and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right.
So we're going to start with, obviously we know the teams that were already locked in. There's a few teams that we're going to discuss that were already locked in just because of what they did this weekend. But we're going to start off with the first team to clinch a spot this week, and that was Dallas. First game of the week.
Yep.
Clinching against Florida.
I got my jersey on.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like I'm the lone representative of the Florida Mayhem right now. So
understandable.
That took 10.
I'm a Browns fan, so
yeah,
I know your pain.
Yeah, we're like you guys were, overpaying for guys that were dog shit to begin with and not winning any games.
Yeah.
But that's for the break for me to absolutely lose my mind on this. So I will not.
But even with that, there was moments where Florida looked better, but honestly, Dallas
I don't buy that
just
shit.
looked.
I still don't buy that shit. You know how I am.
Yeah, I feel you. Especially after Rialto, Jesus Christ.
Well, look at what you guys used to say. You're a Browns fan, right?
Yeah.
In 2016,
got this guy.
Hey, we made some progress on offense. You still lost 45-10.
Mm-hmm.
That's Florida. Oh, you took a map. No. And plus, all right, I'm going to say it. Their team, this is nothing against the guys personally on their team. There is fucking no personality on that team at all. At least last year we had those, they were losing, but we had that Girl Scout cookie shit and all the and Swoosh and Manitin and Tavik.
Yeah, that team definitely had way more fun.
Well, even if you look at the bad teams, even the Justice got a little more flair than them. For crying out loud, man.
True.
It's hard, man. Anyway, let's talk about Dallas.
Yeah, let's talk Dallas, because they looked really good this week.
They looked a little weird when they first got out there. I think it was a little bit to do with, a little hangover from the weekend, their home weekend, and but they quickly got their head back in the game. I mean, it was half of a map.
Right. So yeah, they looked a lot better in general, and it really started to come together once they got to Kings Row. Yeah. And especially on Rialto is when everything was clicking for them.
Yeah, well, they have the parts on that team. And I know a lot of people and it's one of the few times I disagree with Monty. I think they have the potential to be a really good team, and it's mostly because right now, of Note and their tank line, Note and Oj, are phenomenal. And and then you add in some of the other parts that are really like AKM, and you add in Unco, and you add in Closer, who's kind of quietly a really good Lucio. I think people are kind of sleeping on them because of it's the Shanghai thing, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But it's that you're expecting an implosion, I guess. I mean, yeah, they had moments where they get 4-0'd for no reason, and you're like, what the fuck? But I just like the way this team is shaping up. And I'm not talking stage. I'm talking for the long haul.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think they're really starting to come into their own. They're kind of finding their own identity, and I think what has really stood out to me has been Unco. Yeah. Honestly, as much as all the other guys, no, even the addition of Note has been huge for this team, but something seems to be clicking for Unko right now.
Yeah,
Where
Unko's
he
unbelievable.
is just becoming one of the top Zenyatas in the league and just flex supports in general, because
Yeah.
it's not just his Zenyatta, it's his Ana. Like,
And it's his brain. He's not making the flash plays like Jonak or Violet or guys like that. He's making the key plays to keep a fight going, hitting a key sleep dart, things like that. And he is just, it's something that I don't think a lot of people expected for him to be this, like, good, I guess.
And I think it's not even just that he's really good, because I think we always knew that he was really good, but I think I just was never expecting him to be such an influence to such a positive influence to the team.
That's what
everything that they're doing.
Right, that was kind of like where I was going. Like, kind of we knew he was a good, as far as like mechanical player. Maybe not Jonak level or Violet level, like I was kind of saying there, but he has that Custa kind of leadership quality, I guess.
Yeah. Which is ironic considering he was traded for Custa.
Right. Yeah, well, they traded two guys that just needed to be on different teams, and it worked out fantastic for both of them.
It really did.
But yeah, I really like Unko, and OGE is insane, man.
Oh my god. Like,
I don't care.
He just keeps getting better every week.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Well, and can we just go over, and it's my team, but how many times did Note kill Hagapun with fucking Diva Bombs? For the love of Christ, change your position. Hey. I mean, oh my god. It's like he knew where he was every time. It's like I'm going to fling it back over to the right. I know he's going to be over there, and boom. But that's game awareness.
Right.
That's knowing what's going on, and also it's alt tracking. Positively on, because they knew with the vulnerabilities of Florida, and that's a lot of that's Unko, and a lot of that's like someone like Note, and they're bigger brain than I think people think they are.
Yes.
Because they're thinking last year. They're thinking of the AKM blade. They're thinking of Oj the booster. You know what I mean? They're thinking of shit that doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. Like, this is, like, even though they have a few people from that team last year, like, this is a completely different team, and just like they have a very different mindset, and I think they're really starting to come together. Like I said, like, they're just they're gelling in a way that not a lot of other teams have, and I think that's going to be really good for them. I don't think they're going to get that far in these playoffs, but
they're staring Vancouver in the face first round.
Right, them getting into the playoffs is a huge step for this team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And just getting in and moving on from there, I think is going to be really good for them.
And I think the thing is the stage. We love the stage playoffs. We love the fun of it, but we're looking. If you look down the road, big picture, we're halfway. Dallas is kind of one of those wild card teams that gatekeeper of that 8 to 12 spot.
Right.
The way they've been playing, I don't think they're going to drop out of there.
I don't think they're going to drop out of there, and I really think if they continue to improve, and just if they continue on the trajectory that they're on, they have the chance to really move up into that like 4 or 5 spot.
Yeah. And
really kind of be a team that could throw a wrench at one of the top 3.
Yeah, because, well, and this is a side note, there are rumblings of things happening with the meta.
Yes.
Even though nobody's mentioned anything happening with the game.
Right.
I don't know if anyone caught it, but me and Kel were talking before we started. There was a point in the Shanghai-San Francisco game today, I think it was, where Uber kind of, I wouldn't say let the cat out of the bag, but he kind of was saying the way the meta is going to change. I'm paraphrasing right now. For stage 3. So us as people playing the game and watching what's going on, there's no rumblings of any kind of patch. other than the one that
Right,
we've
like-
had.
There's the patch that's on the PTR, and there's no real like,
And it's the
hero
workshop.
changes.
And
yeah,
it's the workshop. They're not playing workshop. They're not going to be playing fucking gun game.
right.
or-
Which,
or-
please, for the love of God, make that a
Well, please put that in the
All-Star
All-Star
thing.
game.
yeah, please. Oh
that-
my God, I need to see that.
Oh god, that
Either that or the widow take the other widow's spot.
yeah, the gauntlet would be good actually.
That too, yeah.
To see
man.
what
Any
to
of
see
those.
what guy can go through all 30 heroes.
Yes.
Fuck yes. Anyway, other than that side note, so I feel like the anniversary, which is going to fall in the middle of the break, and we're doing a little sidetrack here because it actually is kind of pertinent because some of these guys are kind of slowly hinting at things. And if you watch the team's comps this weekend, just a side note, yes, there was a lot of 3-3.
Things.
There was a lot of Fara Mercy, which it does work in this, but there was a lot of comps that like dive-ish 2-2-2 comps, if you will. So I wonder if these guys are privy to something that we don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's a 2-2-2 lock. But that aside, even the teams that don't do that were doing it. Like San Francisco did it a little bit today. Vancouver's done it a little bit, but Vancouver's doing you want to go that way? Let's fucking go.
Right. Yeah, Vancouver is doing the mid 2000s Spurs. Oh, you're gonna play that style? Okay, we'll match it and beat you with that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are gonna shoot a bunch of threes and just drive to the paint?
Sure, we can play that
7
game.
seconds or less. Suns. Yeah, we'll do that. We're just gonna shoot the lights out, and you're not gonna stop us.
Yeah. So, if Vancouver's the mid 2000s Spurs, does that make, leading into the next thing we want to talk about, does that make, and this is going to pain you a lot.
Oh yeah, I know.
This is going to make the San Francisco Shock the Golden State Warriors.
I mean, they kind of already are right now, honestly.
And they have a bunch of little bitches on there like that fucking team too, man.
Right.
You hate them, but you watch them play and you're like, damn it.
The thing that'll really
good.
solidify it is if they go up 3-0 in the stage final and Vancouver beats them, or 3-1.
It would be better if it was a Midwest team. I'm just throwing it out there.
I know, right?
Like from
It would
Cleveland, but
literally be the only thing that would be different. And in that case, I guess does that make Bumper LeBron? If that happens,
I would go Bumpers more. Damon Green. I don't know. Bumper's like fucking a wild card, man.
He really is. But so yeah, let's
Draymond Green, Damon Green. What the fuck?
Damon.
I was at work.
Let's actually talk that team.
Yeah, let's talk about San Francisco.
San Francisco
and how unbelievable what they did this stage was. I don't care what the competition is.
Right.
And if you look at that in a sports perspective, that is unbelievable.
Like that's basically like a basketball team having never lost a quarter, basically.
Yeah.
Like they have led every single quarter that they've played in like a ridiculous span of games.
However you want to slice that.
Either that or
an NFL team.
I don't even know
an NFL team not letting a team over the 50-yard line in a game.
Yeah, that's like it's like an NFL team never letting 7 different teams never score.
Yeah,
like
this
is unprecedented in any professional esport anything.
Yeah, and I don't care what sport it is. I mean, this is along the lines of, for someone like me, this is along the lines of Mike Tyson's streak, where he was, I think it was like 21-0, and the only guys that survived the first round were the guys that ran and were just slapping at him and running away. Like literally for 15 rounds, I'm trying to collect money and I'm running around the ring.
Right. Like, I'm not going to let this guy hit me that hard.
And that is what the way this team is playing right now. They are so... And you can say what you want about them. I don't know if Vancouver's the best team in the league right now. And you can shoot me for saying that. But
with the way that San Francisco is playing, I have to agree. I think...
Look, these fuckers, they're out for blood.
Yeah.
They are not... They're like Arya. If we want to go Game of Thrones, they're Arya with the list, and basically Vancouver's Cersei at this point.
Right.
And they're on the road.
You're going
They're on King's Road right now, going down to fucking Winterfell, or going down to King's Landing. They got business.
And at the same time, like they are just on such a streak of like determination, like I've never seen, so much so that like they don't want to, like I told you like earlier in the week, we were talking about
they don't want to beat Vancouver, they want to 4-0 Vancouver. It's not even a question. They don't want you guys snuck in and won like a 5-map close thing. They want to knock their fucking heads off.
Like they want to humiliate Vancouver at this point. Like I don't think that's going to happen, because I do think Vancouver is going to fight back. But it's really, really hard to say that anybody is going to beat San Francisco in these playoffs. Yeah,
it is. But the only thing that I have to say is Vancouver has to remain focused, like they are right now. Don't be looking for Sunday. Look at who's in front of you on Thursday or Friday or whenever they're playing. Which actually we have
New York.
Oh, New York.
Yeah.
We'll get into that team in a little bit. And their bane of existence, the Atlanta Reign. Everybody has that team though. In any sport, doesn't matter. Okay, so all right, do we want to move on from San Francisco? I mean,
I think, I mean, basically, we know what we're expecting for the stage playoffs already. Like, it's pretty much predetermined. It's similar to the NBA Finals the last 4 years, where it's like you're just waiting for the inevitable
to happen. And
Golden State versus Cleveland. This is going to be San Francisco versus Vancouver. Like, we all know what's going to happen.
And I just have one last, and I want to spend not a long time, but I want to talk about San Francisco, the best pickup they made in the offseason. Everyone talks Striker and everyone talks Violet. The best pickup they made was Rascal.
100%.
Rascal is the biggest difference on this team by far.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we've been saying it like crazy.
But his versatility is paramount in this meta right now. But he is like quietly, maybe he's picking up a little more steam, like as far as like notoriety for the way he's playing. But he's quietly the best Brigida, the best Baptiste, and one of the most flexible players, even more so than maybe like Libero. Libero is handcuffed by the way they play right now. But I'm just honestly, impressed with
his versatility, with how quickly he picked up Baptiste, with how quickly he's picked up, with how well he plays Brigida, the difference that he makes when he plays her, and just no matter what character he's playing, he is making a difference.
And he was always an insane projectile player. On Genji and Pharah and things like that. I mean, that's why Dallas picked him up last year. But, I just can't say enough about how Rascal's played. He's amazing. And barring any other metas or whatever looms in Stage 3, he's the best pickup they made. By far.
Hands down. I fully agree. All right, so let's move on to a team that's very similar to how we felt about Atlanta a couple weeks ago. They come in and they pull off an upset that I don't think anybody saw coming. And then they drop a game where you just are left scratching your head like, what the hell just happened?
Let's talk about Boston. What is Boston right now?
I don't know.
It's really the same discussion we had about Atlanta. you know they have the talent to like win, and then they lose to the Justice.
Yeah.
But I am going to throw this out there. The Justice are a little bit better than some of the other garbage floating around down there. And it's mostly because they have guys that can keep them alive.
Mm-hmm.
They have Sleepy and they have Arc, which...
I think that is quietly...
the key.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you have two great supports, you guys aren't going to die.
Right. That is helping this team out immensely. And I think that they're starting to gel as a team, and I think they could kind of make a little run in the next stage, honestly.
Yeah, I still think they need to pick up...
I think they need another DPS, and I think they need another tank.
Yeah. As good as Janice played today against Boston, I'm still not sold.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Janice. I'm really not sold on...
every guy has a great day at some point in their life.
I think it's their tank line in general is kind of mediocre at best.
Yeah, mediocre at best, exactly. But
and honestly, I think they could keep Janice if they get a better off tank, and vice versa. If they get a better main tank, like depending on what's available and who they can pick up.
Right.
I think they could make either one of those guys work, but together, I just don't think they can have enough of an impact.
Yeah, exactly. And
I do think Janice has a slightly higher upside to him. So I think they'll probably go with that, and that's that's their guy.
Yeah,
but that's really I think where their faults are. But I mean,
I do too, and I think Corey is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing is we don't know how these guys are on DPS. Let's be brutally honest.
Right,
we're calling them DPS.
Shadow, we have an idea,
but they're playing DPS occasionally.
Right.
You know, you're getting... It's how they are in Brigida and Zarya.
Mm-hmm.
And they're okay.
Right.
And I have this feeling, and I've been been looking at, I'm getting this anticipation feeling like, who's going to make a move? They're waiting for something to happen.
Right.
I get this waiting for something to happen before it was kind of like at the end of last stage where you're like, all right, who's going to do something?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really did anything until I think they scrimmed a little bit
before the stage started.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, you guys are just loading up on 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess that's the meta.
Right. But as far as Boston, I don't know. This team is so weird. They looked phenomenal against the Gladiators. RCK was an absolute monster in that game. Whether he was on Diva, whether he was on Sombra, no matter what he was doing, he was just making plays and making a difference.
Yeah, I think so. And I also think they did we're not even going to prepare for Washington.
Yeah,
and then when they
might be a little bit of that.
And then when they beat the Gladiators, there was a little bit of, we did that. And then there's a hangover when you go in to play a shit team, and they come out and they smack you in the face.
Right.
Because Washington kind of kicked their ass. I mean...
right. And they were just never able to recover.
Yeah. And the one team I did not expect to get reverse swept by Washington would be the
Boston.
The Uprising. Yeah. It's just baffling.
Yeah, and it's really bizarre.
Because they're
usually... they dominated map 1 and 2. And that's the other thing.
And going into the half, they're always the team that comes out with the answer.
Right.
And they had nothing for Washington. They
really didn't.
I mean, they could have or maybe should have won map 5.
Uh-huh.
They had their shot.
Oh yeah, but they blew their ults in just really weird, stupid ways. They just started panicking.
Yeah,
it was weird.
They went New York.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Joe Nex said, "Start flinging ults out."
Yep, exactly. And Washington just they put their heads down and they just played.
Yeah,
and
I will give them credit for that.
Oh, for sure. And Boston just didn't have an answer for it. And
Hey, when some guy says they're going to buy ice cream if they win the match, man, I'm fucking down. I'm sorry.
Right.
Hey, maybe that's a better way.
I mean,
just tell me you're going to buy me ice cream next time I'm playing fucking Hammond. Misfit.
Like, I mean,
ice cream.
Boston still had a slight chance of getting in after beating Los Angeles, but
yeah,
like,
but their map differential was so bad. I was talking with
their map differential was pretty bad.
I was talking with Ice Ham Jello on Twitter.
Twitter DMs.
Yeah, and he was thinking that Boston could get in, but they were -5, and Shanghai was, even if they got 4-0, they would be at 0, which they did, and they were at 0, so there was no chance for them to get in.
Right.
But that's by their own, and you know what? They're working RCK in too. Mm-hmm. But unlike other teams like Toronto, who it took till this week to look like, okay, you're playing better with the new guy in the lineup, or Dallas, where Note just came in and it was like instantly fantastic. I mean, they lost matches, but it's a work in progress, I think.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be fine. I just don't like the way the stage ended for them by losing to Washington, and maybe that'll be motivation.
It definitely could be,
because they did not look good today.
No, they really didn't. It's really baffling.
And Washington did one thing in this match that I think is something that should be that Boston should be paying attention to, and that's take out Fusion, take out Fusion, take out Fusions, because he's the voice of the team. And if you watch any of the fights like that Washington won, the main thing they do is take out Fusions no matter what the cost, solo grab, whatever, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I mean,
you're taking out the shot caller and the voice of the team, and if he's in spawn, there's nothing he can do.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that is absolutely vital.
And maybe they can work on that in the break.
Boston.
They need to fix some of that. I mean, it's fantastic that Fusions is that good, and he has, he's that good of a shot caller.
But you can't be that dependent on one guy.
Exactly. And unfortunately, right now they are.
Yeah.
And they need to fix that.
Agreed. So let's talk a little bit about the team that Boston beat this week, and that's the Gladiators.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty disappointing end to the stage. I don't know how much you can read into it, just because of how it all played out.
I'm not reading as much into it as some people are. How's this? I'm reading less into it as much as... that made no sense. I'm reading more into what the hell happened in New York than I am to what happened to the Gladiators.
I agree.
Because I think intrinsically Boston is a better team than Atlanta. Shoot me for saying that right now. I mean right now, at this moment.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Boston always does that. That's the thing that people forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost to Washington at the end of the week, but they give good teams fits because I don't know what it is, but they just
Boston is one of those teams where they play to the level of their competition.
Yeah, they're like last year's Philly, right? Yeah. This year. They've progressed into that. They're the, we're going to hang with and beat the Gladiators, but lose to Washington.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I think Philly had some losses even to your team last year.
I think they had one.
What? Like, did you guys seriously just lose to Florida?
Yeah. That's the sentence of my life in the Overwatch League as being a fan. Did you guys just lose to Florida? I can't even be happy for 30 seconds. Thank you.
Right. Sorry. Oh, God. But,
I haven't experienced that. I haven't experienced that since fucking February, so... Anyway.
So
go Toronto.
But no, like if
the Defiant are watching or listening,
I do think that in that game, Boston did definitely play to the level of their competition.
Yeah.
I don't think the Gladiators were ready for it.
No.
But then also, I don't know if the Gladiators really cared that much.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling.
didn't really matter to them because they were pretty much locked into their spot no matter what.
And they were doing we're not going to show anything. They were kind of doing last year's Gladiator shit, though. I kind of like that. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You got I mean, yeah, they showed their hand, but it's not a hand that they haven't shown before.
Exactly. Oh, we're just going to bust out some weird shit that no one is expecting.
Fucking May Bastion. Try that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I'm over Bastion. Anyway. Please,
but
guys.
No, Gladiators, I don't know. I think the biggest key is, I think I think they were kind of looking more towards next week.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
And I think they were playing Boston. It was more like trying to see what Boston would do.
Yeah.
I mean, Boston still handed them their ass, but...
Oh, for sure.
I kind of got the feeling that they were kind of scouting Boston.
A little bit. Yeah, I could see that.
And not to... I'm over the not showing my hand, because, I mean, most people are going to play 3-3 60% of the time, man.
Right.
So, what are you showing? Oh, you ran exactly. Winston goats. Well, that's a twist. Anyway. So, I think they'll be fine. So, do we need to move on to the team that was at the beginning part of that conversation, the New York Excelsior?
Yeah, let's talk some New York. Because, man, this team... I
don't know.
They should be very scared, honestly.
Well,
like, I don't... But at the same point, like, is it a matter of... Is Atlanta just that team that has their number?
I think it's that. Or is
there deeper issues?
I think it's that, but I think there are some issues. And
yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out there as a fan of the team. I'm actually wearing their hat right now. They remind me of the Yankees. In that you look at them and you look at the lineup and you go, holy shit, what are we gonna do?
Right.
But then you realize, like, pitching against the Yankees, they're all high fastball hitters. Throw them slow, junky shit.
Slow junk.
And they don't change the way they play. And the New York Excelsior are that.
Yeah.
They, like, the
if you
biggest
play into them, you're playing exactly the way that they want you to.
Yeah.
But if you disrupt them in any different way, it completely throws them off their game.
Right. And the one thing was that Atlanta did, and it was on Blizzard World. They didn't even do what everybody's done for the past year and a half, and that's send the scout arrow out to see what they're doing. They knew New York on defense on that map was going to play 3-3 with Rhine, and they just said, we're going to go ball Farrah Mercy, and let's just go in there and just fucking roll them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And New York, and they knew New York wouldn't switch. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
New York will not counter. And to be honest, Atlanta learned their lesson that way, playing the Charge if you remember, in stage 1. On Nepal.
I remember.
I don't know how the fuck I'm pulling this out of my ass, but on Nepal, it was the same thing. If they knew that the damn Rain were just going to run 3-3, and they weren't going to switch, so they're like, well, fuck it. If you're not going to switch, I'm just going to keep throwing Farrah in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it.
Yeah, try counter this.
Yeah, and they can't, and it's to what Monty keeps saying. He's like, and he uses Vancouver. He's like, you have a 2% chance to beat Vancouver with a different strategy. You have a 0% chance to go mirror.
Yeah.
Go with the 2% chance, because there's a chance.
Yeah.
But with New York, people are figuring it out. You make Jonak panic, and he drops Trance at the fucking drop of a hat.
He really does.
And that's one of the biggest problems. He gets in trouble, he drops Trance. Or he sees something going on that's bad for the team, he drops Trance. He does not save it for any kind of fight. And that is going to come back to bite them in the ass, like, continually. And I don't think they're going to get to play Vancouver until Stage 4, myself.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad. I think they could beat 18 of the teams in the league. I also think they could lose to 6 of them.
I really think that, like, they have a chance to lose to the Gladiators in these stage playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
They might win, but that's really their best chance to play Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then
the worst thing that they have going for them is they have to play the Gladiators, who can run whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the Gladiators, I'm not calling it right now because I want to look at some more stuff before it happens, but that is the worst team that they could play.
Yeah. Actually, honestly, like, the way that it's going, like, I don't think there's a single team that couldn't give them fits with the way that they are going. Probably their best matchup would have been Dallas.
Yeah, but Dallas still could pull some shit.
Yeah.
The thing is with New York, more than with Vancouver and San Francisco, you can pull shit on them and it throws them off. Vancouver and San Francisco, it throws them off for like if you're playing Control, it throws them off for 1 point. Mm-hmm. But then they're like, all right,
just come right back with something else. Like,
yeah,
okay, we
you want to do that?
We're going to do this.
Yeah, we'll go that.
Yeah,
we'll run something.
We'll either match that or we'll counter it completely.
Yeah, and we don't care, and we'll kick your ass. New York, and it's to a fault. It was what they did last year too. Mm-hmm. When
last year it worked better for them because
it was dive.
Yeah, with dive they were able to do that, and they, for the most part, it worked until, well, really it worked until it didn't.
Yeah, it worked until it didn't.
Where it didn't.
Let's look at the Stage 1 finals last year when that Dorado map, they were trying to run dive, and London was like, nope, we're running Junkrat Farah and all kinds of other fucked up stuff.
Yep.
And
Profit does profit things.
Yeah, and yeah, Profit and Profit is going to be the best Zarya by the end of the year. I'm throwing that out there right now. He will eclipse Sinatra and be the best Zarya in the league.
Not that it's probably going to matter once we go into the next stage, because
it's going to go back to dive.
If it does go 2-2, there's no way it's going to be Ron Zarya. That's just going to get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Because not having a diva is just like, that's completely out of the question.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you could run 3-2 and a DPS, but it's not the same.
Right.
Allegedly, from what the vibe going around the community is.
Right. So, let's move on to a team that finally gets into the playoffs.
Bright spot.
Some really awesome. Super happy for them. Shanghai.
Yeah.
Getting to their first stage playoffs.
And I'm glad for them.
Huge.
Because they played really well this stage.
They did.
And they deserve to get in. And I don't care what I don't care what the competition was. You know what? They did things that they looked like a complete team, I guess, at times.
Oh, I fully agree, yeah.
And you know what? And I just want that narrative from last year to go away.
Yeah.
That was a different team.
I mean, this is the end of their redemption arc, basically.
Yeah. It's look, we're not them.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Don't talk about us in that way. You know, we're a different team.
We're not that team.
Yeah. And they played, even today, they played really well against San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. They gave San Francisco probably the most, like, that was probably the closest any match that San Francisco had in this entire stage.
Yeah. And, you know, they have a good team. The more and more they play with Gamsu, we talked about this at the end of Stage 1, the better they're going to get.
Yeah.
And Luffy and Koma are a really good support line, and then their DPS are insane.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, Ding and Diem are great, and then you throw Dia in there whenever you want to throw in a triple.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
They're insane. So, yeah, huge props to Shanghai. I'm excited to see them finally make it in. They're going to get absolutely curb stomped by San Francisco, but
hey, but they just played them, so they know some of their things.
True.
And so they'll lose 4-0. Anyway.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Because it'll be the beginning of the stage playoffs.
Yeah. At some point, San Francisco's going to lose a map.
Man.
I mean, we were talking before. I was like, it's overshadowing the fact that Vancouver lost 4 maps in a stage.
Right. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how ridiculous this team has been.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to...
No, Vancouver only lost 3.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
3 maps the entire stage, which is insane. But, like, for San Francisco to have 28 maps without a loss is just unreal. And they're probably going to push it over 30.
Yeah.
When it goes into the stage playoffs.
I do think... I think Shanghai will give them a little bit of fight.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. I think they'll... I think Shanghai could take a map.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get more of a compelling stage playoffs than last time, where we had to wait for the last game to get
to finally get a good one.
to get a decent game at all.
I do think that with the teams that are playing each other, we might get. I think Hangzhou London's going to be a good one. And I think New York, LA is going to be a good one, too.
Oh, boy, that's an old-school matchup.
Yeah.
That's NBA.
Right?
That's early 70s, though, not anything recently.
Yeah, definitely not for New York, at least.
Yeah. Baseball. Actually, it's more baseball.
Yeah.
I saw the purple, and I thought basketball. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, you just forgot how awful of a organization the Knicks are.
Oh no, I'm one of the few people from the area that laughs at the Knicks. So.
Oh man, what a dumpster fire that organization is! But they somehow have 16-1 odds to win the title next year. Okay, I'll believe that when I see it.
Okay, yeah.
Even if they get Durant and Kyrie and what's his name, that kid from Duke. Even if they get all 3 of those guys, They couldn't buy a team that... Something fucked up is going to happen. There's a curse in that arena. It really is.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the hockey team there. Believe me, I know there's a curse. We got 1 championship since 1940, and that was in 1994. So, yeah.
I feel ya.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about...
Let's talk about some of these, a little bit about the playoffs and the matchups that we've got. So the first matchup we're going to get is going to be Thursday the 9th. We have Shanghai playing San Francisco. Basically, these teams are playing back-to-back.
Yeah, which I'm fine with, because that was that was a fantastic match. Even though it was 4-0, it still was good.
Like we said, it was the closest any team came to taking multiple maps in one game from San Francisco in this stage. Yeah,
exactly. And then the next match is going to be a close one, I think.
Yeah,
Hangzhou and London.
This is going to be this is going
to be a fun match to watch.
I'm putting my money on this to be of this quarterfinal round. This is the one I'm going to put my money on to be the most entertaining.
I think this is going to be a nail biter.
Yeah,
I really do. Right now, I mean, I'm not going to make any predictions, but the way
we'll save that for our for our preview show.
And I just want to talk about Hangzhou for a minute. I mean, I was fully prepared to talk about Seoul on this nice roll that they had going in 2 stages, but Hangzhou nutted up this stage.
They really did.
They have been playing phenomenal.
Yeah, and pretty much ever since
they put Crystal 2. In.
Yeah, it's
really when they started playing more of Crystal, it's been like a different team. It's been the team that all these guys have been like talking about since fucking December.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, like that first week they played Vancouver and they just got rolled. But I mean, we kind of expected that is Vancouver. But when they finally got to playing Boston in week 2,
when they started playing teams on their level and not Vancouver and San Francisco,
right?
They won, and I like where they're going, but I'm more excited about this because I get to see Profit in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
And that's always there's always Profit things going on. I mean, I'm a fanboy, so watching Profit play in the playoffs, he always pulls something out of his ass. He's gonna do something fucked on Zarya, and just
he really is.
You know he's
That's
gonna
just what he does.
He's gonna own something at some point, and it's gonna be awesome. But Hangzhou, they're on a roll.
They really are. I think they can really ride this momentum and make this a really fun match. And I think they've got a good shot at taking it.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, then we have the next match, which is also going to be phenomenal. The classic New York LA on Friday, and that's up in the air right now.
Wait a minute. So I'm looking at like the lineups or whatever. Why is London the 2 seed?
They won the Atlantic. Everybody else lost.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So they're the Atlantic champion.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, Vancouver had a way better.
Yeah, so that's why Vancouver's playing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dallas instead of Hangzhou. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because you remember
division winners or whatever.
I mean, you just assume New York won the Atlantic. And if you guys, if you look at the playoffs, there are 2 teams from the Atlantic.
Yeah.
New York and London. Shocker.
Yeah, right.
But, that's where we are in the East, in every sport, pretty much.
Yeah, no kidding. My God.
Except for baseball.
Yeah.
Anyway. But New York, LA, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have said New York's got this, no problem. Right now, I'm up in the air about that one.
Yeah, this game I really think could. This has the potential to be the other entertaining game.
Oh yeah.
I have a really tough time knowing where this is going to go because it depends on which LA shows up and which New York shows up, and then if depending on that, even if the best New York shows up, if the best LA shows up and knows how to work around it,
yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking, the same thing.
It's tough.
Okay, and I'm going to throw in they don't have the map pool out yet. For the Gladiators. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, I agree.
What maps they have, the other games, I don't think it's going to matter as much. Maybe Hangzhou London, but that's going to be a crazy match, I think.
Yeah,
I think you're going to get a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, in
a good way.
I think the maps that will be played are going to be really pivotal.
Like for San Francisco and Vancouver, they could play on fucking some map that someone created
tomorrow.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but the other 2 games, it's I want to see. Well, like I said though, the Hangzhou London one, you don't know what they could do whatever they want because they're just dynamic teams. But the Los Angeles New York map pool, I can't wait to see what that is because that's going to determine where I kind of lean.
Yeah,
and I'm normally not like that with the map pool, but
I fully agree that this is one of the rare cases where a map pool is going to have a really big effect on the outcome of this game.
Yeah, because if you get one of those map pools where you have a heavy 3-3, I might lean towards New York.
Right. Well, the other thing is, it's going to start with one, with whatever map, and then the losing team picks the next map, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I think that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I think that does affect it. But then at the same time, is New York going to
Play to
do
their
that
strength.
strategic? Yeah, play to their strengths, and like if they do take the first map, how do the Gladiators respond to that, and which maps do they take? Like, I
Yeah.
think it could be a back and forth. Honestly,
I do too. And these matches are starting late East Coast too. Did they start this late last stage? 9 and 11?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you know what they did? They did. And then Sunday's 1 p.m. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Which I'm off Sunday, so who knows?
Same.
So maybe we'll be
We might do a pre-Game of Thrones back cap.
yeah. We could do I'm going to be around, so I might just do a if we all want to join in. I mean, if guys let us know. We'll watch the match together.
Yeah,
I'm
would
in
be
for that.
super
We
fun.
can comment on the match and talk about it, watch
I'm totally down with that.
watch it as it's going, because I mean we're going to watch it anyway. So
Right. All right.
Okay,
So
well,
let's talk about the last match. We got. I mean, of the two that we're thinking are going to be stomps, I think this one has a little more potential to be fun because I think Dallas
Yeah.
could kind of throw out some weirdness that could kind of throw Vancouver off a little bit and kind of give them make them sweat a little bit at least.
Yeah, and the one thing that they have going for them is Oj versus Bumper.
Yeah,
That's going to be a battle
that is
because
that's going to be fun to
Oj
watch.
Oj is just as aggressive as Bumper. He's not as dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a bad way.
No, I get what you mean.
Well, Doa said it the best. He said that he's kind of Leroy Jenkins in a way, but he manages to survive. And which just makes me want to run in and scream Bumper when I'm playing Reinhardt now. I mean, seriously.
Bumper!
Bumper! Just swinging and fucking charging, and unfortunately, you're not going to have both of your fucking supports like throwing everything at you.
Right. I mean, when the last time these teams played each other, Vancouver stomped them, but like it wasn't a full stomp.
No, Dallas showed up to that because I watched that one. It wasn't terrible. No.
So there's definitely a shot for Dallas to kind of give them a
little run.
headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dallas has learned things since then, and I just think that home weekend. I think it gave them a lot of confidence, like more than like that was like the crowd. I think it was like hey, we can do this kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely reinvigorated this team for sure.
Yeah, especially some of the guys that you had questions about, like where they were at, and like Zachary and those guys, and like it was to me. I think it lit a fire in a good way this year. Not like lighting the dumpster on fire. KY.
Yeah. Oh God.
But no, I don't want to think about that. I'm not going to talk about that because we hammered that so bad last year.
We've moved on past the Kai.
No.
Oh God. All right.
But let's.
This game has it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
So let's move on, or let's wrap it up for the week. But so we got a lot of stuff coming up for you guys over the next couple weeks. We're going to let you know what to expect. So later this week, we're going to have a full-on playoff preview for you. We're gonna really tear down each matchup, kind of what we think and our predictions of how the whole weekend is going to play out. We just talked about what we'll probably end up doing for the stage final, for the finals, for the stage. Also expect our Sunday night back cop for that. Most likely it will be earlier in the day.
Like, we're probably
right
gonna
after
go right after the match finishes.
Yeah.
And pre-episode 5.
Yes.
Would it be 5? Or is that the final episode week?
No, we have
2 left.
We have 2 left. So next week is going to be
All-Star game.
Yeah.
But don't expect anything from the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Until Monday morning.
But that week before the All-Star game, expect a All-Star show. We're gonna talk about the All-Star game and kind of what we're expecting
and how the fuck you guys
lineups.
voted like a bunch of idiots.
And oh my god, yeah, expect a rant about that from both of us because it's just asinine. Oh. We'll get it. We're gonna move on for right now because
you can say can say it's all in fun, but shoot me, I don't want to buy that.
No.
Overwatch League's not anime. Anyway.
And then after the All-Star game, expect some type of obviously
in the break.
We're gonna do a recap after the well, I guess that would be our Sunday night back cap.
Yeah,
would be like kind of the stage thing, but we're gonna do a mid-season recap, kind of look at where teams are at, and then where they're gonna be looking forward. Some of the changes that we think some of these teams can make to make them better, possibly whatever big news drops on us around that time, depending on all the rumblings we're hearing.
We have the anniversary update.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys all play. The anniversary is mid-May, so I would expect something All-Star Weekend to drop.
Some kind
maybe
of
even because remember last year they dropped that.
Maybe after
they dropped that Blackwatch thing right in the middle of one of the weeks for the archive event last year. They haven't showed up too much at the Overwatch League at the Blizzard Arena to do any general Overwatch.
Is the day that everyone is talking because that is 2 weeks from that last teaser that they showed from Maximilian.
Yeah.
So that could be kind of something with that. That could be more story stuff. We're not sure.
I would look at
that's going to tie up somewhere with everything that's going to happen over the next couple of weeks.
And I would also look at June 26th because if you look on that weather forecast, that's when the hurricane, quote unquote, hits. Is supposed to hit June 26th. So,
I think that might be one of the other
they could be
items that we're gonna get because I feel like we're gonna get a lot of stuff over the next couple of weeks. Honestly,
Lucio Ball again.
Lucio Ball. Well, I mean, there's still rumblings of a viewer as well.
Yeah.
That's something that they promised that is going to be in the game at some point this year. So
and I've heard before stage 3.
And guys, before stage 3, which would be amazing.
I'm throwing this out there. I will go absolutely insane with that thing. I will be like John Madden's like psychotic child with the fucking coach's clicker.
Right.
You guys are all too young to remember that. The guy that created the video game used to draw all over the screen and rewind and play things all over again. By the way, one of my cousins had something to do with that. That's a side note.
Nice.
Long story.
So look forward to all kinds of info with that, and then we're gonna cover all that stuff as much as we can. And we'll do a pre-stage, stage 3 preview and all that.
Especially if we get some kind of big thing that's supposed to drop.
Sure. Yeah, we'll try and jump on as soon as we can, depending on what news drops when and all that. And then also keep an eye out for further details on the roundtable with the other podcasts that will most likely happen sometime around All-Star Weekend or maybe the weekend after once we hammer out the details. Keep an eye on our Twitter for that.
Yeah, definitely. And the other guys' Twitters too. And just keep an eye out because we all kind of want to like sit. We liked it the last time and we all had fun, and we want to talk more and give you guys more information. And I'm going to throw this out there. Maybe we do some kind of like workshop kind of games thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Dive into some of that.
A kind of a community event too,
where you can watch me get murdered over and over again.
Yes. I think we could have a lot of fun with that. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Check us out. Definitely check us out on Twitter, and that's where you'll see all the shows posted and anything that we're up to. Check us out there, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Later, guys.
Later.